everyone, I'm going to be doing a flapper look for you today, obviously. I really love this look. I actually wore a very similar look last year to this Halloween parade that I went to. I wore this exact costume, and what's very characteristic of the flapper makeup back in the 20s was that they drew in their brows very thinly, and a lot of times it was even drooping downwards. So I actually covered my brows and I drew in new brows, and they make me look pretty different. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah. So I did that, and they often had like dark makeup around their eyes, and they kind of wore it in a way where it would make their eyes droop even more. Just the whole drooping thing, I guess, is what we're really going for here. So I deepened it all the way up to here so that it would kind of give that triangular shape in a way almost, and then they had kohl rimmed eyes all around. Lots of mascara. So I had that. Pinky, very like rosy flushed cheeks, and red, almost like a heart-shaped lip, like you really want to emphasize the Cupid's bow. They definitely sported the bob. Last year I actually had the angled bob, so that worked out really well, but this time I actually just pulled down some short strands and kind of tried to mimic the bob, like a faux bob. Or you could definitely do like faux finger waves. I think that would look even more authentic, and it would look awesome. If you're going to like a 20s party or something, definitely do that. I think that would be much better. This is nice for like Halloween, you know, it's simple, you can just throw it on. So I hope you enjoy this tutorial. Stay tuned. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly show you how I covered my brows, because you don't have to do this, it is kind of a tedious process, but I really wanted to have the thin drawn in brow that's drooping down a little bit. Look, you know, as you can see, this brow is like way too high arched up. So I'm gonna cover that and try to draw in one that droops down lower, like that. Alright, so I'm just going to quickly show you how to do this, do like a quick voiceover, and there really is no fancy way about it, so let's get started. So I'm using a glue stick. You can use any kind of regular glue stick. This one is actually a different one. I wouldn't really recommend it, but I would use a regular one. And then I did a thin layer, powdered that, and now I'm just really caking on that glue, just using a plastic spatula. If you have one of those metal ones, use that one. It is tedious, and I'm really just layering it on and trying to smooth it out as best as I can. If you have spirit gum, use that. I think this type of glue stick I use is probably not the best kind, but I'm just working with what I've got. So just applying that all over, making sure to try to smooth it out. I even use my finger to try to smooth it out. And then after it dries, go ahead and apply foundation over it. And you kind of want to just like stipple that on, and then blend the rest of it into your skin, because you're going to be applying it all over your face soon anyways. And then I'm setting that with powder. And now I'm taking an eyebrow pencil and just kind of outlining where I want the brow to be before I actually really fill it in. So once I've got that outlined, I'm going to use a gel liner and really fill it in, because you want it to be very defined looking. And just kind of using small brush strokes to kind of mimic hair, just fill that in all the way. And I extended it pretty far past too. And then of course I want to cover the rest of my face with foundation. I went ahead and just doubled it up and used it as concealer as well, and then went over my lips as well. Okay, and then I'm going to prime my lids using the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and that's just going to help keep your eye makeup on longer so it doesn't move anywhere. And then I'm actually just going to go with a powder and just powder my lids while I'm at it. It's just going to make everything much easier to blend. Alright, now I'm going to use a mix of grays and blacks. I'm going to start with this shade right here. It's Smashbox's Stone right there. So we're going to start on this outer corner, just shading that area in first. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to go upwards, pretty high upwards, bring it really close to the brow. Right there, so it kind of has like this shape, and then just start blending it in downwards and inwards, just like this. So just make sure you really emphasize this inner corner area. Now I'm just going to take a mix of these two, the vanilla and nectar shade, and I'm just going to pop that right on the lid. go back and blend again. Okay, so it was really popular for them to kind of rim their entire eye with kohl and just like smoke it out a little. So I'm going to go in with a black matte shadow and a detailed brush just like this, something with a more kind of like flat edge. And I'm just going to go all around the perimeter of the eye, starting at the outer corner right here, and then just smudging that all in along the lash line. And I'm going to get a little bit and do that same thing on the lower lash line. And if you're worried that this might be too dark for you, you could also go in with the gray shade. I'm going to take a little mix of the gray shade to finish off this inner part right here. So just go all the way around. I'm going to take a touch of the black onto that blending crease brush from earlier, and also just blend that into the outer corner, just to get even more definition on the outer portion here. And then just lightly sweep it up into the gray that we had earlier, a little bit underneath it, but just kind of to help further along the shape. Kind of want to evenly darken this outer corner. There you go. Okay, do the same on the other side. Just getting a little bit and blending that mostly on this outer portion first, and then taking whatever's remaining on the brush and kind of following that up into that grayish right there. Alright, and then I actually am going to go through with some eyeliner just to give it some more definition. So I'm just going to use the Bobbi Brown one. Pretty much what I used for my brows earlier. You could use a black too. I just have this one here, so I'm just going to use this, but I'm just going to really try to wedge it right in between my lashes. So just get that in there. And I'm going to apply some right like in between my lashes on the lower lash line too. Take some of the vanilla shade and just apply that as a highlight and help blend out the edges a little if you feel it's a little too harsh. And then you definitely want to apply a lot of mascara. So I'm just going to curl my lashes, apply a whole lot of mascara to your lashes, and you know, it is modern time. If you're wearing this for Halloween and you do want to apply lashes, go for it. It's only going to glam up the look that much more. Okay, now let's get some color back into the cheeks. I'm going to use a mix of this pink and kind of like this burnt reddish color, like a soft red color. So I'm actually going to start by using that reddish color. And I'm going to contour with it more so than anything. But they often had like really nice flushed rosy cheeks. So I'm just going to blend that in first, just like that. Okay, so we got a good bit of color there. Just kind of slightly blend that up into the apples of my cheeks too. Now I'm going to go into the pink shade and I'm going to apply that on as well. This time more so on the apples of the cheeks. And as you can tell, I am going a little bit more heavy-handed with this. And if you wanted to just soften that up a little bit, you can go into your powder and just go right over top of that. And that's just going to further blend it in. Alright, last but not least, the lips. I'm going to use this Plum Revlon liner. So I'm going to really emphasize my Cupid's bow. Okay, just like that. And then I'm not going to apply all the way out here. I'm actually going to stop it shorter. Just like that. So I'm going to put a little bit more foundation here to cover that up later. See, I'm not going to go all the way to the side. I'm just going to go higher up. like that. And fill that in. Okay, so I'm going to go in with this deep red. It's actually Rimmel's Bordeaux. Clean up the edges. I'm just using the foundation. This pretty much doubles up as a concealer for me. Alright, and then I'm going to do my hair, get the whole look on, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here is the completed look. I love it, love it, love it, love it. I feel like Flapper, it's a really popular Halloween costume year to year, so if you're going as one, do let me know if you tried this look or even something similar. I did definitely go the more dramatic route because I really wanted to grasp the essence of the Flapper makeup. And that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Please stay tuned for more. The next one that's coming up I'm super excited about because it was a collaboration and it's gonna be different. So stay tuned for that. You have to stay tuned for that, okay? And that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye!